Hey, what's going on, guys? The Bearded Baron bringing you guys another Dead by Daylight video. Now, today's video admittedly was meant for a different reason. I think we were going to do a discussion video, but it turned into a really good how to juke a nurse map. So this video is going to break down exactly how to juke a nurse and how I go about doing it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so this video is going to be a little bit different because, like I said, this is going to be more of a play-by-play of how to juke the nurse as it happens. You'll see what techniques that I use, what worked for me, what could potentially work for you. I know that this is a little bit different from what we're used to with my videos, but I wanted to try something a little bit new here. So the first thing that I try to do is I try to help out Felix out. He's already taken one hit with 5 gens still up. And I wanted to kind of distract him or to throw out a, get another hit on him. So that way she doesn't get that pressure early game. So I was able to lure her off of Felix. Now she's on to me. Now, the biggest thing for dodging nurses' blinks is to break line of sight. Get them to try to anticipate, try to think where you're going to go, and then go in the exact opposite direction. Or mix it up, I would say. Right, so sometimes you'll see me. I will double back on a particular point. I will turn left when I should have turned right. I will keep running forward, keeping yourself very nimble, keeping the killer guessing as to which part that you're moving to is going to make it much easier to dodge a nurse in the long run. So at this point in time, we've been able to get one generator done. Felix is down. He's been slugged. And that's when I realized that this nurse, given the opportunity, she's definitely going to slug. Now, we do have Ruin that we have to contend with here. And she definitely is good for coming back. I don't know yet if she has Nurse's Calling or not. And she does get a good little immediate blink hit on me there. Now, this is the only time that I would say that she correctly blinks to a particular location on me. And I try to use my dead hard, but obviously that didn't work. So she slugged me. I'm able to be picked back up. And at this point in time, she went after fully healed survivors, which in my opinion is a good move for a nurse to do. Keeping everybody injured, keeping everybody one hit is definitely a way to where you can start that slug train to get a 4K very easily. So we're able to knock out a 3rd gen here. Yui's going to start touching me, putting the hands on me. But at this point, I don't know if I still don't know. I'm starting to suspect that she doesn't have Nurse's Calling because she was looking around to see where we were at. But it was a good read by her to say that we were still over in that area. So now she does down the Yui, and with Infectious Fright, now she knows that that I'm here, and I know that she's going to come after me because she's the slugging type of killer. Now, I used dead hard here. That was a mistake on my part. Definitely should have saved it. But I thought she was going to land a blink a lot closer. And oh, what's this up ahead? It's the lit totem. Luckily, she doesn't have Undying here. She only had Hex Ruin. So I was able to take out Ruin and be able to heal myself with Inner Strength in the process. So after healing up, you can kind of hear, when the killer is getting close to you. So I was able to try to run away to get to a better spot. She was able to blink to me. Again, anytime that I've left it open to where she has a clear line of sight on me, she's actually pretty good at landing those blinks. But if you can cut off the line of sight, she really struggles to be able to anticipate where a survivor is going to go. Now, she does find Felix there again. Infectious Fright does trigger on me again, but I'm going to go back to the generator to try to finish it off before she can come back to regress it or potentially knock me down. Now, when playing as solo, Felix over here brought in an amazing perk of Kindred. Now, Kindred allowed me to see that the nurse was actually going to go after somebody else over in the distance, which allowed me to finish off the generator, run in with my borrow time, and be able to pick him up. Again, I'm using the break line of sight technique. A lot of good nurses instead, what they will do is rather than blink on the other side of a wall, should blink to the corner of a section. That way, if the survivor does double back on you, you can easily knock them down. Or if they kept going, you can then use your second blink to make that course correction to be able to land it on the survivor. This nurse, however, does not do that a lot of the time, so I know that, so I'm going to abuse that as much as I possibly can. And as you can see here, I'm getting distance. I'm listening for her to be exhausted. I know that she has to wait a few seconds for her charges to fully catch back up. And at that point in time, that's when I find a good spot, break that line of sight, and then keep moving. And see, in this case, I didn't double back. I did get lucky there, though. If she had taken an extra second before swinging, she would have definitely have hit me. So I got lucky in that situation, but I was able to carry on with the chase a little bit more. But as you can see, it's basically just a rinse and repeat here. We're going to continue to keep moving. When we hear her stop with the then we know that she's basically back up with charges, so she's going to be able to blink to us again, and that's a good spot to find, break line of sight, get behind something. Mother's Dwelling is an awesome map for as far as being able to break line of sight because of all the trees here. And I was actually even able to get this stun, which getting it on nurse is particularly difficult because of the blink mechanic. You'll notice that that is the only pallet that I've dropped the entire match. Now, moving on into the late game here, I'm on top of Mother's Dwelling, and I notice that one of my teammates is dead. The other one here is about to get pulled out of a locker. I'm not sure if it was a failed head-on play or maybe she was trying to hide or trying to use inner strength. I'm not 100% positive, but I see that Felix is now being hooked for his second time. I can see where the other survivors is at. They finish off the generator over there and they're close by. So I'm going to try to go over to open up the exit gate. Now, unfortunately, what happens here is that the nurse is able to get the other down. So now I've got one person slugged, one person on the hook, and I'm a one hit. So now I decide to consciously make the decision, especially seeing her dart back and forth between the two, that my best option, my only option really, is to be able to open up this exit gate and just leave. Now, I know that the argument could be made that I could have ran around the map and I could have found another totem, got inside, done my inner strength, gotten fully healed, and then used borrowed time to be able to do it. There's a lot of unknown variables there that I just didn't feel as if were worth it in the end. But as you can see, I was able to pip from the match with pretty much working on generators and running the killer the entire time. Not being hooked definitely helped. But guys, that's my video. What did you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you guys want to see another video of this kind, let me know as well. But guys, that's going to be my video, and I'll see everybody in the fog.